So, the 2026 World Cup is coming to Vancouver, and you are going to have an absolutely incredible time. But to make sure it's all about the soccer and not about, logistical nightmares, you're going to need a playbook. And that's what this is, our Phase 1 guide to help you plan a smooth, stress-free trip.
Look, let's just start with the reality on the ground, okay? When we asked local fans about getting around during huge events, they don't pull any punches. Absurd and nightmare are the words that keep coming up. This is exactly what our playbook is designed to help you completely sidestep.
And just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about here, Vancouver is hosting 7 matches at BC Place. That's a stadium that holds over 54,000 people. So you've got this massive influx of fans from all over the world, all trying to get to the exact same spot. This means that early, smart planning isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely crucial.
So let's start building that plan. And it all begins with your first big decision. Where you choose to fly into isn't just about booking a flight, it's really the strategic foundation for your entire trip.
Here's the first hurdle you're going to face. Pretty much everyone wants to fly directly into Vancouver International, or YVR. And what does that mean? It means sky-high demand, and you can bet the flight prices are going to reflect that. Yeah, it's the most convenient option for sure, but that convenience is going to cost you a premium.
So let me just throw this out there. What if you could outsmart the crowds? What if there was a little travel hack that could save you some serious money and stress right from the get-go? Well, there is. And it all comes down to looking just beyond the most obvious choice.
Okay, let's break down your 4 main options here. You've got YVR, in Vancouver, of course. It's the closest, and it has a direct train right into downtown. Super easy. But then look at your US options. Seattle is a massive international hub, which probably means more flight options and maybe better prices. A little closer is Bellingham, a smaller airport right near the border. Now, for both of those, you will have to deal with a border crossing, so keep that in mind. And your final option is Abbotsford, back in Canada. It's a hub for budget airlines, and no border crossing is required. The right call here really depends on your budget, where you're flying from, and what you value more, convenience or cost.
All right, you've made it to the region. Awesome. The next critical question is, where are you going to set up your home base? This decision is huge because it's going to dictate your daily commute and, honestly, a huge chunk of your budget.
You're essentially looking at 2 core strategies. On one side, you can stay right in downtown Vancouver. You'll pay a premium for it, no doubt, but you'll be able to literally walk to BC Place. On the other side, you can look at these transit-connected hubs just outside the city center. You're going to get way better value, more options will be available, and you'll get more of a local vibe, all for just a short commute.
Let's get a little more specific. Downtown, that's your premium zone, a 5 to 20-minute walk to the stadium. Simple as that. But if you look south to a city like Richmond, you're suddenly in a mid-range price bracket, and it's an easy, breezy 25-minute SkyTrain ride in. Push a little further out to Burnaby, and you hit that value sweet spot. We're talking a commute of just 30 to 40 minutes on that same train system. Both are fantastic options for saving a lot of money without really sacrificing much time at all.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important part of the entire playbook. You've got your flight, you've got your hotel. Now, how in the world do you get to the actual match on game day? I am going to make this as crystal clear as I possibly can, because every single local fan we talked to said the exact same thing. The golden rule, the one piece of advice you absolutely must follow is avoid driving. At all costs. Do not even think about driving a car anywhere near that stadium on a match day. Just don't.
And if you need one very good reason why, well, here it is. This is what you can expect to pay just for parking somewhere near the stadium. We're talking over $150. And that's if you can even find a spot. It's not a real option.
And I know what you're thinking. Fine, I'll just grab an Uber or a Lyft. Well, you might want to think again. The local fans are super clear on this too. The wait times are, and I quote, absurd. Roads are often closed off to rideshares anyway, and the surge pricing, it'll make that $150 parking spot look like a bargain.
So if driving is a total nightmare and ride-sharing is basically a no-go, how do tens of thousands of people actually get to the stadium? What is the fan-tested, locally approved secret strategy?
The answer is this beautiful thing right here. The SkyTrain. This is Vancouver's automated rapid transit system, and let me tell you, it is going to be your absolute best friend for the World Cup. It's fast, it's efficient, it completely bypasses all that gridlock traffic, and best of all, the Stadium-Chinatown station literally drops you off right at the front door of BC Place. It's perfect.
And here are the 2 pro-level strategies that local fans swear by. First, the park and ride. If you have a rental car, drive it to a SkyTrain station out in a suburb like Burnaby or Richmond, park it there for cheap, and just take the train in for that last leg. Easy. Second, a strategy I like to call the delayed departure. After that final whistle blows, don't make a mad dash for the exits with everyone else. Just hang back. Go grab a drink, find a nearby cafe, and just chill for 30 or 40 minutes. Let that massive crowd crush die down, and then you can have a much more relaxed trip home.
Okay, so you have the core strategies for your flights, your lodging, and your game day transit. Now, let's turn all of that great info into a concrete, actionable plan you can actually follow.
Here's your timeline. More than 120 days out, so we're talking 4 months or more, you need to be booking refundable flights and hotels. Get that done. And of course, sort out any necessary travel visas or ETAs. Then at about 60 days out, that's when you lock in that rental car if you're doing the park and ride and book any must-do tours. And finally, at 30 days out, it's time for the little details. Download the local transit apps and definitely review the stadium's bag policy so there are no nasty surprises on game day.
Now, this playbook covers all the critical logistics, right? Getting you to Vancouver and getting you to the stadium smoothly. But we all know the World Cup is about so much more than just logistics. And that is exactly why we are already hard at work on our Phase 2 guide. That's going to drop in the spring of 2026, and it'll be your playbook for everything that happens once you're actually on the ground.
In Phase 2, we're going to dive into the experience itself. We're talking about how to navigate that massive FIFA fan festival, where to find the absolute best pre-game pubs, the hidden gems for food and drink near the stadium, and, most importantly, how to celebrate with fellow fans from every single corner of the globe.
So there you have it. Your Phase 1 playbook is complete. You now have all the knowledge you need to plan a smart, affordable, and, most importantly, a stress-free trip. The only question left is, are you ready for the roar of the crowd?